Welcome to the final stage of round 2 of this year's European Rally Championship. And it's all to play for still. 3 drivers battling it out for the final podium positions. Gryazin is out in front. They've just done the penultimate stage. He's only just cleared it, but he has cleared it out in front. Then in second place is Breen. And then in third place is Lukyanuk. Obviously, there is this penalty for Mikkelsen that we have to mention, we have to bring in. That the team are appealing. He has a 1 minute penalty. Take that 1 minute penalty away, and Mikkelsen pops into second place overall. So for sure, they will pursue this late into the night tonight. So it will be a little bit of a strange one here, because Mikkelsen believes he's in second place. Other drivers believe he's not. So we just got to get that right out at the front and clarify that there is slightly different order in the classification to what potentially could happen later on this evening. But some of the cars from ERC2, ERC3 and ERC3 Juniors, they're making their way through the penultimate stage, which is kind of over there in that direction as they make their way through. But they've done the stage that we're at the end of here. They did it this morning. It's the same stage. Liepāja Rally, slightly different kind of formats. Yesterday we had 4 stages. All 4 were different in some way. Some bits of the roads were the same from the morning to the afternoon pass. And then today, the first stage of the loop was the same each loop. The last stage of the loop was the same each loop. But then the middle one has been different each time. So only actually 4 stages on the rally which have been a complete repeat. 2 stages, sorry, which have been a complete repeat from morning to afternoon. So it does give us plenty to talk about. The stage is about to go live, and I've forgotten how long it is, but we'll get that out. 16 kilometers long. I've just hot-footed it from the first stage of the loop just to get here in time. But the sun's out, but there is quite a few clouds around. I don't think we're going to get rained on, which is quite handy. So I'll just get my results board out and have a quick look at well, I'll try, but the phone has gone into it's 19.6 seconds is the lead for Gryazin over Breen, followed by Lukyanuk, who is at 35 seconds. Lukyanuk had a little bit of a scare in this stage this morning. He was a bit too quick into a left-hander, had to take an early entry into a right-hander, but hitting a big wooden post on the inside is what they call an anti-cut device, basically. Well, just called anti-cut, but it's an anti-cut device to stop the drivers from cutting the corners and things like that. I was just checking I could hear a car, but I think it's the other way I can hear the car, not behind me. And looking at clipping one of these with Dmitry Urimiv in the co-driver's seat and damaging the radiator. They were losing quite a lot of water. When they got to here, the first pass, water trailed out of the car as they disappeared and headed towards the service park. They managed to get into Liepāja and get the car fixed. The Santaloc team fixing that car. Lukyanuk now, but kind of in cruise mode though, strangely for Lukyanuk, in cruise mode, in third place at the minute with 35 seconds away from the leading pack. The 2 guys ahead of him though, Gryazin scored nothing in Poland, Breen only scoring a few points, so Lukyanuk is still out front and the highest placed championship scorer, point scorer from Poland. 4th place is a friend Llarena. Yesterday he was running further back on the order, got himself up into 3rd. Today he's near enough maintained that position. He has dropped 1, but he has got Mikkelsen 21 seconds behind him with the penalty. Obviously he won't be when the penalty gets removed, if it gets removed, and Llarena would just drop down a place. Marcyk is next up. He's just been demoted a place by Mikkelsen on the timing board. Christian Veiby is in 7th place. He struggled all weekend with a pop-off valve problem as we've gone through the stages. Each stage just seems to kind of lack a little bit of power. The turbo overboosts, then it goes into like a fail-safe, then it has to come back into its situation. So Erik Pietarainen is in 8th, Eric Size is in 9th. Eric Size now only 10.7 seconds away from Erik Pietarainen. He started the day 13th overall, so he's made up a few places today. And then Chilean Emilio Fernandez is in 10th place. So that's our leading order. Neil Solans is the first car on the road. Struggled a little bit in qualifying. He had a good run, a good performance in Poland, but then didn't make the most of his qualifying position on Thursday afternoon. I was trying to remember when that was. Seems an awful long time ago now, does the qualifying stage. But Thursday afternoon, Neil Solans with co-driver Mark Marty in with him. They've run first on the road today because they were 10th overall last night and the top 10 is reversed. So that's why they're out first on the road. Following him through the stage will be Gregor Linamar. Gregor just getting used to the high-speed roads. Estonia, where he's from, it has high-speed roads, but obviously everything is a little bit different. Again, hugely lacking experience is Gregor Linamar running towards the head of a field. So it's a learning day for both Neil Solans and Gregor Linamar. Ole Christian Veiby will be next through the stage, and when we get him, I suspect he's going to be ruining the weekend because it hasn't quite clicked. He's still inside that top 10, but believing he's losing 10-ish seconds per stage, which would have put him right in the battle for a podium place if that is correct. Fabian Crime was next on our start list, but unfortunately Fabian Crime, he disappeared this morning in the second stage of the day, going off the road. Then it's Mikko Marcyk, Alexei Lukyanuk, followed by a friend Llarena, Andreas Mikkelsen, Craig Breen, Nikolai Gryazin. They're our top 10, and they'll be our drivers that we show through this stage, accumulating in our programme, ending with whoever is the winner. I suspect it's going to be Gryazin at the minute with a 19-odd second lead. Barring any problems, he gets through. But we will wait here till Gryazin comes through, and we'll get a quick word with him, potentially as a 3-time winner here. So it's quite amazing. Breen's won here before. So has Gryazin, I've said. But Alexei Lukyanuk never won here before, which is quite amazing, really, for all the wins that he's had in the European Rally Championship. Liepāja's never been a happy hunting ground for him. And it was in this rally in 2014 in the snowy ice. He was in a Mitsubishi and he starred hugely in this event, and he really absolutely kind of excelled with massive high-end top speed, and that was when the world really got to know who Alexei Lukyanuk was. But still, since that day, never been one to actually come out on the top of the leaderboard. But we'll see how he gets on this weekend. It's going to be good points if he can maintain his third place. It might be fourth, as we say, with that Mikkelsen penalty, but we'll see. But our first cars are in through the stage, and that is Neil Solans, Gregor Linamar and Ole Christian Veiby. I don't think it'll be too long before we get Neil Solans, the Spanish pairing, him with Marc Marcy. Marc Marcy, a winner at world level with the likes of Carlos Sainz, Jesus Puras, people that are massive experience in there, and quite a good call by Neil Solans to take on board all of that experience. It was a good strong run for Solans in Poland, but this weekend just hasn't quite clicked. A couple of little issues, then the road position problem today for him, or problem, but what happens with the road position, you can't really see it here because we're finishing on tarmac, but the stages are quite soft and a lot of thick gravel on the top of them, and every passing rally car, lots of wheel spinning, lots of sliding, the stones get flung out to the outside. And after, even they were saying in the previous stage, it was a new stage, after even 10 cars there still wasn't a lot of clean line. But basically when you get a lot of clean car line through, a lot of cars through, you get 2 tracks, width of the car, about 8 inches wide as each track, and where the road has been cleaned, the stones have been cleaned away, and this just gets faster and faster and faster and faster. And that is what, it's like the holy grail, and that's what the drivers are trying to maintain and stay in. Is once you start to drift out of that, the car just gets very, very sideways into all the loose stuff, big oversteer, it saps the power, it saps the confidence, and also it drops time hugely. It is a very fine art to keep it in there. From the helicopter shots that you'll see these lines and trying to stay in them at 100, 130, 160 kilometers an hour. It's very, very difficult, and these drivers make it look quite simple, but it's not. But a lot of time lost by the car just drifting left and right, sliding one way and then the other. Staying in that line is what it's all about, but it's not that simple at all. As we just wait for the first cars to come through, we're going to look through obviously ERC2. They are in a battle there. It was Dmitry Feofanov versus Tibor Erdy Jr. Then in ERC3, it was a battle between Sami Payari, was leading this morning, and then rolled in this stage this morning, and it's dropped down the order, plummeted down the order, and it's Martin Sesks, the local driver, who is now out front and battling to try and beat JB Franceschi, who is in second place at the moment. So plenty of action going on in the Renault, in the Clio Trophy by Toksport WRT. That is being led by the Turkish pairing. Timrat is out front ahead of Mabellini, and it's Darius Polonsky who is out front in the Obal. So that's a bit of a roundup. Oh yeah, one more. In the ERC Junior category, Ken Torn in his Ford Fiesta Rally 3 is out front. So that's our leading contenders in each of our many categories we have on the European Rally Championship. And it looks all nice and calm here because it's all tarmac. But beyond there and in the stage, is very, very, very tricky and very slippy. But they have had a pass through here, so there will be a line. They would have been able to adjust their pace notes in the first pass through. They would have got that small, just that little bit of information. So the stage will be quicker this time through, just with that knowledge of where they've been before and that cleaner road, which is exactly what the likes of Neil Solans wants to do. But he's had a tough day today, but we'll see what he thinks of it when he comes down. He's just coming into sight now, so Solans has completed. He's outside of the top 10 overall. He has dropped down a couple of places today, but we'll get a word with him in his Skoda Fabia. Rally Team Spain supported driver. And here he comes, him and Mark Marty. It's been a tough weekend, but they're at the end of it. It's another learning experience for the young Spaniard. Let him get his crash helmet off, put his mask on. Obviously as well, tyre wear, tyre situation is another thing. Drivers, trying to look after their tyres for as long as they can, which is a thing. So Neil's got his mask out. He's got his mask on now. Neil, it's been a tough weekend for you, but it's at the end of it. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, it's a disaster to have the rally like that just because of the qualifying. I think it's a system that it must be checked and changed maybe, because it's very hard to separate 10 cars from the other ones, 15 from the other ones, and it depends a lot from your position. It makes you a different rally, so it's not good for us. We clean all the rally and we learn new things, but for sure we want to have the road ready for us to fight and be more competitive with the other guys. This rally, for example, affects a lot our championship just for one qualifying.
¿Español?
Bueno, final de rally, contentos del ritmo que hemos llevado pese a limpiar el terreno. Es una pena que no cambie el sistema de cómo ordenar la clasificación de salida del rally, porque penaliza muchísimo el hecho de limpiar pista. Y nada, contentos, agradecer a todos los sponsors, a Michelin, al equipo que ha hecho un gran trabajo y que el coche va perfectamente para abrir pista.
Gracias. So Neil Solans. Oops, oh, he's got a fly in there. I think he was wanting me to get rid of the fly. Unfortunately, I didn't get rid of the fly, as Gregor Linamar arrives already into sight behind us. But yeah, Neil Solans frustrated at the end of the weekend with just basically with a poor qualifying, and it kind of hampered him all weekend. But Linamar's in, and the young Estonian driver, get a quick word with Gregor. Gregor, it's been a tough weekend, but how much have you learnt and how much have you enjoyed it?
I've enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, we had some fun. We did what we came here to do, was to gain some kilometers, finish the rally, and yeah, we're happy.
And some words in Estonian, please.
Ja, aitäh kõigile siis, kes jälgisid ja jah, et oli nädalavahetus nagu oli, aga ma arvan, et Estonial saame kiiremini.
Thank you very much. Shut the door on the Polo as he makes his way out from the end of the stage. Yeah, it's not been simple. It's not been easy. I think already a number going up on the board, or even a time going up on the board. It's Ole Christian Veiby, I suspect. I haven't seen the car yet, but that is the time of day that is on the board there. 15:34, so the first two cars basically on near enough a tenth of a second apart, looking at that. A 55.9 to a 56.0, the first two cars. I'm just looking around us, and I said before that there was quite a lot of cloud appearing, which there is, but just behind us, it's behind the camera, and it's actually quite grey dark now. I don't suspect that's going to rain. It's famous last words. I hope. Well, if it rains, it rains. I mean, it's just one of those things. But if it does rain, I don't think it'll make any difference for our leading drivers anyway, because the road is so dry as Ole Christian Veiby comes into sight behind us. But the wind is really, really picking up. I was always told by weather crews that work on World Championship, if the wind picks up and the temperature drops at least 4 degrees, rain will then appear and fall from the sky. So I don't feel it's dropped 4 degrees yet, but let's just see what is going on. But Ollie Christian Veiby is in at the end of the stage. Get a quick word with him. Ollie, obviously a tough weekend for you, but just summarise it for me.
It's been tough this weekend. We have struggled a lot with the boosts, and yeah, almost whole yesterday and also today has been it's been like that. So I think we did the job, but yeah, we had the issues that made us out of the fight for the top position. So yeah, just have to look forward.
And some words in Norwegian, please.
Det har vært en vanskelig helg. Vi sliter med masse problemer med turbotrykk og boost. Og ja, det har gjort at vi har tatt masse tid, og ja, jeg synes vi har gjort jobben, men vi har ikke hatt bilen helt med oss den helgen.
Thank you very much. I think Norwegian is tack is there. Thank you very much. Definitely Swedish, but I'm not quite sure. But Veiby, as I was saying before, sitting in 7th place at the moment, obviously with that pop-off valve issue that he's got. Can't really go anywhere. He's 26.6 seconds away from Mikko Marcyk in front of him. He's got 22 seconds over Erik Pietarainen, so not really a huge amount for him to fight for in there. Next coming towards me should be Mikko Marcyk, followed by Alexei Lukyanuk. Lukyanuk, remember, on the podium, but Marcyk, the time is on the board, the car is in sight. He was on the podium in Poland, his home rally. He was 3rd overall. Currently sat in 6th place. It will be more than likely 6th unless we have a massive drama in the cars that are still to come, as Mikko and Simon Gospacek turn up. And I do like the blue. I love the blue on this car. But Mikko Marcyk's here. He'll see this as a solid result. You know, it's really starting to cloud over. We might just get a drop of rain. Mikko obviously on the podium at home, but this weekend's been another strong performance.
Yeah, I would say we are very happy because after progress and good performance on Rally Polski, we use it, and this weekend wasn't bad, was very good, I would say, even because same like Rally Polski, that was good pace from start to the finish, good qualification run, a clear strategy. I think yesterday we were in the good fight. Also today, the guys we are fighting with, they are like from world champions, and I'm really happy that we are here. We are using well experience from last year from Liepāja. We are developing, we have clear rally, and we have another data to analysis, and I'm happy. Thank you very much for support to all our fans.
And in Polski, please.
Jesteśmy na mecie rajdu Liepāja. Pomimo, że pozycja na mecie może nie tak dobra jak na rajdzie Polski, to wydaje mi się, że rajd w naszym wykonaniu tak samo dobry jak rajd Polski. Jestem szczęśliwy, udowodniliśmy naszą dobrą formę na szutrze, nasz postęp i wiemy co robić, żeby urwać to pół sekundy na kilometrze, i będziemy z Szymonem i z całym zespołem pracować nad tym, żeby to się wydarzyło.
Dziękuję. That is our Polish pair through. A podium last time out, a 6th place at the moment this time out. So a good weekend's work for them, good solid points in the championship. Remember what Neil Solans was saying about struggling for points. But here comes Lukyanuk. We're not quite sure where this is going to end up, if we're honest, because Lukyanuk currently sits in 3rd place on our leaderboard, but we might not know about this until we get to the end of the weekend, when I was just looking at that rear tyre. I'm just going to do a bit of a quick lap around the car. Very heavily worn tyres for the Citroen driver, the Russian. Well, I think there might be some frustration here. It's a 3rd or a 4th for sure, that's what it is. We'll see what he's got to say. Alexei, the balaclava's tossed away. That kind of tells me that you're a little bit frustrated and disappointed with the weekend.
No, it's not something like that, of course. Fantastic weekend. It was very nice and enjoyable rally. We're really happy to finish it, and hopefully we will be on the podium. I think, taking in account all the situation in general, we should be quite happy with that. So let's celebrate.
Well, the two people ahead of you didn't score very many points at all in Poland, so you're the highest championship contender, extending your lead, which is the main thing.
The main thing to win rallies, you know, but okay, we scored some points, and it's good. curious to see what guys behind will do, but I was happy.
Okay, he's happy. So I just thought the way that the balaclava was tossed away to the front of the car, that maybe Alexei Lukyanuk wasn't happy. Still a little bit of leakage going on the floor from the Citroen, but it's maybe just a hangover from the problem in this stage earlier on. As the next car comes towards us, wipers on. We potentially, well, I mean, it's not going to really affect him at all. But here comes a friend Llarena, currently sat in 5th place, but the windscreen wipers are flashing. I mean, we're not getting wet here. Well, I haven't got wet yet, but it's maybe just blowing around me. But I think there's a chance that it might rain. I was trying to check during that interview if there was any rain. But the car looks nice and dry. Llarena has completed. So let's just get a quick word with him. It's going to be 4th or 5th. He looks pretty happy with his performance. A friend, what a performance this weekend. A strong drive, you must be happy.
Yeah, we are really happy. I think we did a perfect rally for us. We keep in the pace during all the weekend. And yeah, I only want to say thank you to all my team, all my mechanic, rally team in Spain also, Grupo Pharma 10, yeah, all my sponsors that support us, and yeah, we have a really good performance from Poland, so we are happy and really looking forward to Italia.
And some words in Spanish, please.
Bueno, la verdad que muy contentos, creo que vamos a acabar cuartos. Hemos corrido bastante, todo lo que podíamos, y bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa. Muy contentos, dar las gracias a Rally Spain, al Grupo Pharma 10, a todos nuestros patrocinadores, y nada, con muchas ganas de que empiece Roma. Nos vemos.
That's Llarena is through. Sarah Fernandez, the co-driver, in the car, and yeah, 4th or 5th place. He's going to pull up just beyond the controls. So this is where they stop. Just then they check tyre pressures. They put their crash helmets into the back of the car. As already Andreas Mikkelsen and Ola Flon are coming towards us at the end of the stage. As we keep saying, Mikkelsen carrying a penalty. Obviously, naturally, he wants rid of that penalty, and he could slot into 2nd place if it gets wiped out. Currently sat in 4th place overall, 20 odd seconds away from Llarena, but he's taken 5 out of him. The car just coming to the end with a little bit of grass in amongst it. No big dramas at all for Andreas Mikkelsen. Next up will be Craig Breen. Andreas, it's been a tough weekend. You said how hard it is learning a weekend in a rally. Just talk me through it.
It's been a tough weekend. Really hard to discover the roads and drive fast. First pass, really challenge here. Like first time in Finland, really difficult. But I really studied the onboards, did my homework. Ola did an amazing job this weekend as well. And yeah, we're happy with our performance. If we're 2nd or 3rd, I don't know, it's a close battle, but at least it's fair. Never mind, you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Some words in Norwegian for your friends and family back home.
Jo, det har vært en vanskelig helg. Vi har gjort vårt beste. Det er ikke lett å være her første dagen, så det er liksom det å committe til alle de raske svingene. Man må kunne veiene her for å kjøre sånn ordentlig fort. Vi har gjort vårt beste, men mangler fortsatt litt av den lille toppfarten som Gryazin har. Men ja, vi får jobbe med saken.
Thank you very much as he disappears, just now trying to fire up the results board now to try and get. So what is, just need to see when Craig Breen's time comes in, because obviously if it's a minute down, that just makes a big difference to where Breen is. Either he's 2nd or 3rd. The car is in sight. Am I seeing a tiny bit? Oh no, I thought I was just seeing a tiny bit of damage on that car, but I'm not seeing that, so nothing to panic about. Let's just see. Has Breen's time is up on the board, and Mikkelsen will go ahead of him. It's 56 seconds the gap between Breen and Mikkelsen. So Breen, if this penalty's wiped out, Mikkelsen will be ahead of him. But let's just get a quick word with Craig at the end of it. Alexei Lukyanuk's been up for a look as well. Craig, at the end of the weekend, it's going to be a podium though, probably third if Mikkelsen's penalty goes, but that's what the dream's been for MRF.
Yeah, look at to be fair, yeah, Andreas' penalty needs to be taken away. So, yeah, look, it's finally managed to get a podium for the guys. India, I imagine, is upside down now. So, but yeah, you know, it's a lot of hard work has gone into the program. So, yeah, no, it's been a really nice rally. We definitely made a lot of progress compared to last year. So, yeah, we have to be happy.
I mean, what are these roads like to drive on? There's such high speed, fine lines between margin and error.
Yeah, it's pretty much non-existent at sometimes. So, yeah, look, it's a lot more trickier with the R5 car, like I always said it. I really can't wait to get back in my world car again next Friday morning and just go let the clapper. So, yeah, can't wait.
That's it. So it is going to be a podium. Regardless, it's more than likely going to be third. But Craig Breen and Craig Breen and Paul Nagel getting themselves a podium in their Hyundai. MRF Tyres' first podium as the helicopter is above us, underneath there, barring any problems, but he has made it through the last corner. They have made it through the last corner. And Nikolai Gryazin, co-driver Konstantin, they are here. They dominated the first day in Poland. They have absolutely blitzed everything. He's been running a different tyre strategy to others, changing stuff, moving stuff around. But at the end of the weekend, I was wondering where the noise was coming from. It's coming from over there. The Gryazin fan club is here, wipers on, and it's a long overdue win. We haven't seen him top the podium in the ERC for quite a while, but it's another victory for the Russians, and we'll get him to take his crash helmet off. But what a couple of weekends. It's going to be a big hug, I think, for the co-driver, and huge weekend. The pace was there in Poland. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite work out. It all went a bit wrong on the first evening, but he's put that to bed now as we get a quick word. Nikolai, the Poland pace was amazing, but you've consistently got it through this weekend. Winner again in Liepāja. Tell me about it.
Yes, in the Poland we had a problem, so finally here we did a good job, and no big problems, no issues. The last part I was just relaxed because it's good when you have some gap, you just drive through, and finally everything good. I satisfied the team and the co-driver. Everybody did good job, and every time it's nice to win almost like home rally. So yeah, it's time to celebrate and to relax a little bit.
And some words in Russian, please, for the friends and family back home.
Всем спасибо, кто поддерживал, спасибо ребятам, кто приехал на гонку. Родителям спасибо, тоже они присутствовали. В общем, команда и штурман отлично отработали, машина не подвела, колеса тоже не подвели, так что все очень хорошо.
Thank you very much. Great performance by the pair of them. We're going to get them together here for I thought we were getting them together for a group photograph. Yeah, we are getting them together for a group photograph. As the Gryazin, when he said it's like a home rally, it is like a home rally because he lives in Riga. The team is based in Riga, so it is like a home rally for Nikolai. So it's a big weekend for them. Eric Pietarainen just up behind him as we'll get them away. And I don't know who these lot are, but they're going mad. There's a lot of fans over here going absolutely bonkers. So and I can see rain coming. We won't get wet on our Facebook Live. We won't get wet on the Facebook Live, but everyone coming through this stage later on may just get a little bit wet. But that is the end of our broadcast for this weekend on Facebook Live for round 2 of the European Rally Championship. Nikolai Gryazin and co-driver Konstantin have won again in Liepāja. It's exactly what they wanted to do. Potentially robbed in Poland, depending on who you want to believe or what you want to listen to, but they have won here. It's been a very, very strong weekend. Next up in only 3 weeks' time is the third round of the championship, Rally di Roma to Capitale. But we're going to play out with a bit of a tribute to Gryazin on his third win here in Liepāja. Join us in 3 weeks when we're in Rome.